Now starting another original tale from Korafika Tales, an exclusive work from our publishing house, narrated by Joanne. Enjoy the story. He came for a wedding cake. He left with a truth that would burn his world to ashes. 2 little girls, 5 years old, his eyes, his face, his blood, standing beside the woman who vanished without a word. She didn't run from him. She ran from what he was. A king of shadows. A father of ghosts. Now the choice is his. The empire he built with blood. Or the family he never knew he had. The bakery smelled like vanilla and cinnamon. It was a small place. Warm. Soft yellow lights hanging from exposed wooden beams. Display cases filled with pastel-colored cakes and delicate pastries. A chalkboard menu written in cursive. The kind of place that didn't belong in his world. He didn't belong here either. Jinwoo Park stepped inside, and the tiny bell above the door announced his arrival. His black suit was pristine. His presence, heavy. 2 bodyguards lingered outside, hands folded, eyes scanning the street. He'd told them to wait. This errand was personal. Ridiculous, maybe, but necessary. A wedding cake for a wedding he didn't want. A marriage arranged by men who spoke in numbers and alliances, not love. A contract sealed with champagne and cold handshakes. His father's final command before the old man's heart gave out. Marry her. Strengthen the family. Secure the future. He'd agreed because refusing felt like betrayal. But standing here, surrounded by sweetness and soft music, he felt nothing but emptiness. I'll be right with you. The voice came from the back. Familiar. Impossible. His entire body went still. She stepped through the kitchen door, wiping flour from her hands with a pale blue apron. Her hair was pulled back in a messy bun. She looked older, softer, still beautiful in that quiet, unassuming way that used to undo him. And then she saw him. Her hands froze mid-wipe. The cloth fell to the floor. Time collapsed. 6 years ago, she'd kissed him goodbye in the rain and never came back. No phone call, no letter. Just silence that carved itself into his chest and never healed. He'd searched for her, burned through resources, money, contacts, nothing. She'd vanished like smoke. Now she stood 3 feet away, eyes wide, breathing shallow. Jinwoo. His name on her lips felt like a knife in a prayer. He couldn't speak. And then he heard it. Laughter, high and bright, coming from the back room. 2 little girls stumbled out, chasing each other in a game only they understood. Identical. Matching denim overalls. Curly dark hair pulled into twin puffs. Skin a rich, warm brown that glowed under the bakery lights. They were beautiful. They were 5 years old. They had his eyes. The world tilted. One of the girls stopped, looked up at him with wide, curious eyes. "Mama, who's that?" The other one tugged her sister's hand. "He looks like a prince." His heart stopped. She stepped forward, voice tight. "Girls, go to the back. Now." "But Mama..." "Now." They obeyed, glancing back at him with those eyes. His eyes. Before disappearing behind the door. Silence filled the space like a held breath. He stared at her. She stared at the floor. "They're mine." It wasn't a question. She didn't answer. "Are they mine?" Her voice came out broken. "Yes." The word hit him like a bullet. His daughters. He had daughters. Twin girls who didn't know his name. "Why?" His voice was low, dangerous. "Why didn't you tell me?" She finally looked at him. Her eyes were wet, but no tears fell. "Because I was pregnant with your children, and you were preparing for war." He remembered, 6 years ago, rival families closing in, blood on the pavement, bodies in the river. He told her to stay inside, to stay safe. She'd smiled and said she would. And then she was gone. "You left because you were pregnant?" "I left because I loved them more than I loved you." The honesty of it cut deeper than any lie. She crossed her arms, protecting herself. "You were building an empire, Jinwoo. You were becoming untouchable, unstoppable. And I was carrying 2 lives that would have been targets the moment anyone knew they existed. I would have protected you. You couldn't even protect yourself. The truth of it settled between them like ash. He took a step forward. She took a step back. I didn't want them growing up surrounded by guards and guns and fear, she said. I didn't want them learning that their father was a man people whispered about in the dark. So I left. I changed my name. I started over. I gave them a life. You gave them half a life. I gave them safety. You gave them a lie. Her jaw tightened. And you would have given them a war. The door to the back opened. One of the girls peeked out. Mama? Is everything okay? She softened immediately. Yes, baby. Everything's fine. The girl looked at Jinwoo again, studied him. Why does he look sad? Something cracked inside him. He crouched down, bringing himself to her level. Up close, the resemblance was undeniable. The shape of her nose, the curve of her mouth, the way her brow furrowed when she was thinking. What's your name? He asked gently. Naomi. That's a beautiful name. She smiled. Mama says it means pleasant. It does. The second girl appeared, bolder than her sister. I'm Maya. We're twins. I can see that. Maya tilted her head. Are you Mama's friend? He glanced at their mother. She looked like she might break. Something like that, he said. Naomi tugged his sleeve. Do you want a cookie? Mama makes the best cookies. His throat closed. He'd built an empire, commanded men, survived wars. But this destroyed him. I'd love one, he whispered. The girls giggled and ran back to get cookies. He stood slowly. She was crying now. Silently. Tears streaming down her face. You can't be here, she said. I'm not leaving. Jinwoo, I missed 6 years. I'm not missing another day. You don't understand. Then make me understand. She wiped her face, voice shaking. You're getting married. He went still. I saw the announcement, she continued. In the paper. Jinwoo Park, heir to the Park family empire, engaged to Senator Choi's daughter. Big wedding next month. Congratulations. The bitterness in her voice was sharp. It's not real. Not love. She laughed, hollow. Does it matter? You're still doing it. It's business. And we were what? A mistake? You were everything. The words hung in the air. She looked away. The girls returned, holding a plate of chocolate chip cookies. Naomi offered him one. Here. It's still warm. He took it, even though he couldn't imagine eating. Maya climbed onto one of the stools. Are you really a prince? Why do you think that? Because you dress like one. He almost smiled. Naomi sat beside her sister. Mama says princes are just boys who got lucky. Your mama's very smart. She says a lot of smart things, Maya added, like don't talk to strangers, but you don't feel like a stranger. His chest tightened. Their mother stepped forward. Girls, it's time to close up. But Mama, now. They pouted but obeyed, sliding off the stools and heading to the back. Once they were gone, she turned to him. You need to leave. I'll cancel the wedding. Don't. Why not? Because it'll draw attention, questions, and questions lead to answers. Answers lead to danger. I won't let you put them at risk. They're already at risk. The moment I walked in here, everything changed. She shook her head. Then walk back out. Pretend you never saw us. Could you? She closed her eyes. If you'd seen me after 6 years, he pressed. Could you just walk away? I did it once. And it nearly killed you. She opened her eyes. How do you know? Because it nearly killed me. Silence. She exhaled, shoulders sagging. What do you want from me, Jinwoo? Time. Let me know them. Let them know me. And then what? You go back to your empire and they go back to pretending their father doesn't exist? I don't know. That's not good enough. It's all I have. She looked at him for a long moment, then nodded. 1 week, she said. You have 1 week. Then you walk away. For good. 1 week. It wasn't enough, but it was a start. He left the bakery as the sun set, the taste of chocolate chip cookies still on his tongue. Outside, his bodyguard opened the car door. Jinwoo paused, looked back. Through the window, he could see her locking up. The girls helping, laughing. A life he'd never been part of. A life he'd never even known existed. He got in the car. "Where to, sir?" He didn't answer. Because for the first time in 6 years, he didn't know where he was going. Only where he wanted to be. She didn't sleep. How could she? Jinwoo Park had walked back into her life like a storm, and now everything felt unstable. The walls she'd built, the routine she'd created, the safe, quiet world she'd given Naomi and Maya, all of it trembling. She sat at the kitchen table, staring at cold coffee. The apartment was small, 2 bedrooms, a living room that doubled as a play area. Sunlight came through thin curtains, painting everything soft and gold. It wasn't much, but it was theirs. The girls were still asleep. She could hear Naomi's soft snoring from the other room. Maya always slept silently, curled into herself like a secret. She thought about his face yesterday, the shock, the devastation, the way he'd looked at the girls like they were something holy, and the way he'd looked at her, like she'd committed the cruelest betrayal. Maybe she had, but what choice did she have? 6 years ago, Jinwoo was ascending, taking over territories, eliminating rivals, building something bigger than himself. She'd loved him desperately, recklessly. But love didn't stop bullets. Love didn't negotiate treaties. And when she found out she was pregnant, with twins, the fear became unbearable. She'd seen what happened to families in his world, the kidnappings, the leverage, the way children became weapons. So she ran, changed her name from Amara de Leon to Amara Hayes, moved 3 states away, found work in a bakery, then eventually opened her own, raised 2 daughters who knew nothing about their father except that he loved us, but he couldn't stay. It was the kindest lie she could manage. But now the lie was unraveling. A knock at the door pulled her from her thoughts. She froze. It was 7 a.m. Who? Another knock, firmer. She stood slowly, heart pounding, and checked the peephole. Jinwoo. Of course. She opened the door just enough to see him. He looked like he hadn't slept either. Same suit as yesterday, slightly wrinkled. His tie was loose, hair falling across his forehead. Human. "It's too early," she said. "I brought breakfast." He held up a bag from a nearby cafe. The smell of fresh pastries drifted through the gap. She hesitated, then sighed and opened the door. He stepped inside, taking in the space. She watched him absorb it all. The mismatched furniture, the drawings taped to the fridge, the tiny shoes by the door, a life without him. "They're still asleep," she said quietly. "I know. I wanted to talk to you first." She crossed her arms. "About what?" "About how this works. There's nothing to work out. You have 1 week, then you leave. And after that, we go back to the way things were. That's not fair to them." "Fair?" Her voice rose, then she caught herself, lowered it. "You want to talk about fair? You think it's fair that they'll meet their father for 1 week and then lose him forever? I'm not proposing we do that." "Then what are you proposing?" He set the bag down on the counter. "I don't know yet, but I know I can't walk away." "You have to." "Why?" "Because your world and ours don't fit together, Jinwoo. They never did. Maybe they could." She laughed bitterly. "How?" "You're about to marry someone else. You run an empire built on fear. You have enemies who would use my daughters to destroy you. Our daughters." The correction stung. She looked away. He stepped closer. "I'm not asking you to let me back into your life. I'm asking you to let me into theirs. And when someone finds out, when your enemies figure out you have 2 little girls with no protection, then I protect them. You can't protect everyone. I can try." "That's not enough." Her voice cracked. Silence filled the space between them. Then softly, Mama? They both turned. Maya stood in the hallway, rubbing her eyes. Her curly hair was wild from sleep. She wore pajamas covered in stars. Hey, baby, Amara said gently. Did we wake you? Maya shook her head, then noticed Jinwoo. Her face lit up. You're back. He smiled. I am. Did you bring more cookies? Something better. Croissants. What's a croissant? Come see. Maya patted over, and Jinwoo crouched down, opening the bag. He pulled out a chocolate croissant and handed it to her. She took a bite, eyes widening. It's so good. I'm glad. Naomi appeared next, quieter than her sister. She hung back, watching. Jinwoo noticed. Morning, Naomi. What if your nights didn't end in silence, but inside a love story that understands you? Not rushed, not shallow. A romance told slowly, the way love actually feels. Created for quiet evenings and intimate moments, for those who still crave real emotion. The story continues beyond this moment. Scan the QR code and keep listening. She gave a small wave. He pulled out another croissant. Want one? She approached slowly, taking it with both hands. Thank you. You're welcome. Maya tugged his sleeve. Are you staying for breakfast? He glanced at Amara. She wanted to say no, but the hope in Maya's eyes made it impossible. If your mama says it's okay. Both girls turned to her, pleading silently. She exhaled. Fine, but just breakfast. They cheered. Breakfast was strange, surreal. The four of them sitting around a table that was too small. The girls chattering about their favorite cartoons, their drawings, the park they liked to visit. Jinwoo listened to every word like it mattered. Because to him, it did. Amara watched him. Watched the way he asked questions, the way he laughed when Maya made a joke, the way he noticed when Naomi got quiet and gently drew her back into the conversation. He was good with them. Terrifyingly good. After breakfast, Maya grabbed his hand. Can you come to the park with us? Maya, Amara started. Please, Mama, please. Naomi joined in. We never have anyone to push us on the swings. Amara's chest tightened. Jinwoo looked at her. It's up to your mother. She wanted to say no. She should say no. But the girls were staring at her with those wide, hopeful eyes. And some part of her, some terrible selfish part, wanted to see what it would be like. The four of them. Together. Even if it was just pretend. Okay, she said. But just for an hour. The park was busy. Families everywhere. Children running, laughing. Parents chatting on benches. Normal. Safe. Jinwoo pushed the girls on the swings, and they screamed with delight. Amara sat on a nearby bench, watching. It hurt. Seeing what could have been. A man approached and sat beside her, mid-40s. Kind face. Your husband's great with them. She blinked. He's not... Oh, sorry. Boyfriend? She hesitated. It's complicated. The man chuckled. Isn't it always? She smiled faintly. Maya called out, Mama, watch me jump. Be careful. The girl leaped from the swing mid-air and landed in the sand, laughing. Jinwoo caught up to her, checking if she was okay. She nodded and hugged him. He froze. Then slowly, carefully, hugged her back. Amara's throat closed. The man beside her noticed. You okay? She nodded quickly. Yeah, just emotional. I get it. Parenthood's a trip. He stood and walked away. Amara stayed, watching Jinwoo with their daughters, watching him become a father in real time, and knowing that in 6 days she'd have to take it all away. That night, after the girls were asleep, Jinwoo lingered at the door. Thank you, he said quietly. For today. Don't. Don't what? Don't thank me. This doesn't change anything. It changes everything. She shook her head. In 6 days, you leave. That was the deal. What if I don't want to? Jinwoo, what if I cancel the wedding? Step back from the business? Build something different? You can't. Why not? Because men like you don't just walk away. There are obligations, debts, enemies who won't let you leave. Then I'll handle them. And put the girls in danger? I'll keep them safe. You can't promise that. He stepped closer. I can try. She looked up at him. For a moment, she almost believed it. But belief was dangerous. Go home, Jinwoo. He didn't move. Please. Finally he nodded, turned to leave, then stopped. I love them already, he said quietly. I know I don't have the right, but I do. And then he was gone. Amara closed the door, leaned against it, and cried. 3 days passed. 3 days of Jinwoo showing up at the bakery every morning, bringing breakfast, playing with the girls, helping clean up, becoming part of their routine like he'd always been there. And every night, Amara reminded him. 3 more days, but it was getting harder to say. On the 4th day, he arrived early. She was still setting up the display case when he walked in. The girls weren't there yet. She dropped them at a friend's place before opening the shop. You're early, she said, not looking up. I wanted to talk. About what? The wedding. She froze. He stepped closer. I'm calling it off. Jinwoo, I can't marry her. Not when I have a family. You don't have a family. You have 2 daughters you've known for 4 days. That's enough. It's not. She slammed the pastry box down. You don't understand what you're asking. Canceling that wedding doesn't just affect you. It affects alliances, business deals, people who've invested in this arrangement. I don't care. You should. Why? Because powerful people will be upset. Let them be upset. Because powerful people don't just get upset, Jinwoo. They get even. He went quiet. She softened. I know you want to do the right thing, but sometimes the right thing costs too much. And what's the cost of doing the wrong thing? She didn't answer. The bell above the door chimed. A man entered. Tall, expensive suit, cold eyes. Amara's stomach dropped. She knew that look. Jinwoo noticed her reaction. Turned. The man smiled. Mr. Park, didn't expect to find you here. Jinwoo's entire demeanor shifted. Colder. Harder. Mr. Han. Charming little place. Han looked around, taking in the bakery. Quaint. What do you want? Just checking in. You've been distracted lately. Missing meetings, skipping calls. People are starting to talk. I've been handling personal business. Personal business. Han's smile widened. Interesting. Does Senator Choi know about your personal business? Amara stepped back, trying to disappear into the background. But Han noticed. And you are? No one, she said quickly. She's the owner, Jinwoo cut in. I'm ordering a cake. Ah, for the wedding, I assume? Yes. Han studied her. Too long, too carefully. Then he turned back to Jinwoo. Well, don't take too long. The senator's daughter is eager to finalize details, and we both know how important this union is. I'm aware. Good. Han straightened his cuffs. See you at the engagement dinner tomorrow night. He left. The silence afterward was suffocating. Amara exhaled shakily. Who was that? Someone I work with. He's dangerous. Yes. Did he figure it out? Not yet, but he will. She grabbed his arm. Then you need to stop coming here. I'm not stopping. Jinwoo, if people like him find out about the girls, they won't. You can't guarantee that. Then I'll make sure they're protected. How? He pulled her close. I don't know, but I'm not walking away. Not from them, not from you. She pushed him back. There is no me. There's just them. And if you care about them at all, you'll leave before someone connects the dots. It's too late for that. Why? Because I'm already in too deep. The bakery door opened again. This time it was her friend dropping off the girls. They ran inside, laughing, and stopped short when they saw Jinwoo. You're here! Maya shouted, running to hug him. Naomi followed, quieter but smiling. He crouched down, holding them both. Amara watched, and realized he was right. It was too late, for all of them. That evening, Jinwoo took the girls to the aquarium. Amara came too, reluctantly. The girls pressed their faces against the glass, watching jellyfish drift like ghosts. Jinwoo stood between them, answering their endless questions. Why do they glow? Are they dangerous? Can we have one? He smiled, patient, present. Amara hung back, watching. A family walked past. Mother, father, 2 kids. They looked happy, whole. She wondered what it would take to have that, and knew the answer. Everything. Later, they sat in the aquarium cafe. The girls shared a giant cookie, chocolate smeared on their faces. Naomi looked up at Jinwoo. Are you our daddy? The world stopped. Maya froze mid-bite. Amara's breath caught. Jinwoo looked at Amara, then back at Naomi. Do you want me to be? Naomi thought about it. I think so. You're nice, and you make Mama smile. Maya nodded. And you're fun. Jinwoo's eyes glistened. He reached across the table, taking both their small hands in his. Then yes, he said quietly. I'm your daddy. Naomi grinned. Maya giggled. Amara covered her mouth, tears spilling over. Because it was beautiful, and it was doomed. That night, after the girls fell asleep, Jinwoo and Amara stood outside her apartment. You shouldn't have told them, she whispered. They asked. And now when you leave, they'll be devastated. I'm not leaving. Jinwoo, I can't. Not anymore. Then what's your plan? Cancel the wedding and hope no one comes after us? Walk away from your empire and pretend you're just a normal guy? If that's what it takes, it won't work. Then I'll make it work. She laughed, hollow. You're not a god. No, but I'm their father. She looked at him, really looked, and saw something she hadn't seen in 6 years. Hope. Dangerous, fragile, foolish hope. 1 week, she whispered. That was the deal. The deal was a lie. Then what do we do? He stepped closer. We fight. She closed her eyes, and for the first time in years let herself believe. But across the city, in a sleek penthouse office, Mr. Han made a phone call. I need information on a woman. Bakery owner. Connection to Jinwoo Park. A pause. Find everything. He hung up, smiled, and waited. The next morning, Jinwoo didn't come to the bakery. Amara told herself it was fine. Expected even. He had obligations, an empire to run, a wedding to navigate. But by noon, the silence felt wrong. She texted him. Everything okay? No response. By closing time, worry had turned to dread. She picked up the girls from daycare and headed home, checking her phone every few minutes. Nothing. That night, as she tucked Naomi and Maya into bed, Maya asked, Where's Daddy? The words still felt surreal. He's busy, sweetheart. Will he come tomorrow? I don't know. Naomi frowned. Did we do something wrong? Amara's heart cracked. No, baby, never. He's just working. On what? Grown-up stuff. Maya pouted. Grown-up stuff is boring. Amara kissed her forehead. Sometimes, but it's important. She turned off the light and closed the door. Stood in the hallway, staring at her phone. Then it buzzed. Unknown number. She answered. Hello? Ms. Hayes, or should I say, Ms. DeLeon. Her blood turned cold. The voice was smooth, unfamiliar, dangerous. Who is this? A friend of Jinwoo's. We need to talk. I don't know what you're... You have 2 daughters, Naomi and Maya, 5 years old. Twins. They attend Little Stars Daycare on Maple Street. You drop them off at 8:15 every morning. Panic seized her chest. What do you want? Just a conversation. Meet me at the address I'm texting you. Tomorrow, noon. Come alone. And if I don't? Then I'll have the conversation with your daughters instead. The line went dead. Her hands shook. A text appeared. An address across town. She sank onto the couch, trying to breathe. Someone knew. Someone had been watching. And Jinwoo was unreachable. She didn't sleep. The next morning, she took the girls to her friend Rosa's house instead of daycare. "Can you watch them today?" Rosa noticed immediately. "What's wrong?" I need to handle something." "Amara, please. I'll explain later." Rosa hesitated, then nodded. "Of course." Amara kissed the girls goodbye, forcing herself to smile. "Be good for Auntie Rosa, okay?" "Where are you going, Mama?" Naomi asked. "Just a quick errand." "Will Daddy be there?" Her throat tightened. "I don't know, baby." She left before they could ask more questions. The address led to a high-rise downtown. Expensive, guarded. She gave her name at the front desk, and they waved her through. 32nd floor. The elevator ride felt like descending into a grave. When the doors opened, a man in a black suit waited. "This way." She followed him into a massive office. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city, marble floors, leather furniture, and sitting behind the desk, Mr. Hahn. He smiled. "Ms. De Leon, thank you for coming." She stayed near the door. "What do you want?" "Sit, please." "I'd rather stand." "Suit yourself." He leaned back. "I'll get to the point. You and Jinwoo Park share a history. A romantic one, I assume. 6 years ago, you disappeared. Now you've reappeared with 2 daughters who bear a striking resemblance to him." She said nothing. "I'm not here to judge," he continued. "Love is complicated, but you need to understand the position you've put him in. I didn't put him anywhere. He found us. And now he's threatening to cancel a wedding that's worth millions in alliances and investments. Because of you. I didn't ask him to do that. But you didn't stop him, did you?" She clenched her fists. "What do you want from me?" Han stood, walking to the window. "Jinwoo is valuable, brilliant even. But he's also reckless when it comes to personal matters. Right now, his emotions are compromising his judgment. So I need you to leave." The words hit like a slap. "Excuse me?" He turned. "Take your daughters, move, disappear again. I'll provide resources, money, new identities, whatever you need. You want me to run. I want you to be smart. And if I refuse?" His smile faded. "Then things become difficult. For you. For your daughters. Are you threatening my children? I'm protecting Jinwoo's future. If that means ensuring distractions are removed, then yes." Rage boiled in her chest. "They're not distractions. They're his daughters. Daughters he never knew about until a week ago. Daughters who will become liabilities the moment his enemies learn they exist. Then help him protect them. I am, by removing the target." She stepped forward. "I won't run, not again." Han sighed. "That's disappointing." "Why? Because I won't make your job easier?" "Because now I'll have to handle this differently." The door opened. 2 more men entered. Large, armed. Amara's pulse spiked. Han gestured. "Escort Ms. De Leon out. Make sure she understands the severity of the situation." One of the men grabbed her arm. She yanked free. "Don't touch me." "Then walk." She glared at Han. Jinwoo will do what's best for the family. Eventually. Once he thinks clearly. You don't know him. I've known him longer than you have." She wanted to scream, to fight. But she was outnumbered. So she walked, down the elevator, out of the building, into the cold morning air, and pulled out her phone. This time, Jinwoo answered. "Amara, where the hell have you been?" "I'm sorry. Things got complicated. Your people threatened me. Threatened the girls." Silence. "What?" "Mr. Han. He knows everything. He wants me gone." "Where are you?" "Downtown. Outside his building." "Stay there. I'm coming." "Jinwoo." But he'd already hung up. He arrived in less than 10 minutes. The black car screeched to a stop and he stepped out, scanning the street until he found her. Relief and fury warred on his face. "Are you okay?" "No, I'm not okay. Someone's been watching us. Watching the girls." His jaw tightened. "Han, he wants me to disappear. Said he'd give me money, new identities. Anything to get me out of your life. He had no right." He thinks he's protecting you. By threatening you? By removing the complication. Jinwoo's hands curled into fists. You're not a complication. To him, I am. He pulled out his phone, dialing. We're fixing this, now. How? By ending it. A voice answered on the other end. Sir? Get everyone together. Emergency meeting. 1 hour. Sir, the engagement dinner is tonight. Cancel it. But, I said cancel it, and tell Han I want to see him, immediately. He hung up, looked at her. Go get the girls. Take them somewhere safe. Where? I'll send you an address. It's one of my properties. No one knows about it except me. Jinwoo, please. Just trust me. She wanted to argue, but the determination in his eyes stopped her. Okay. He kissed her forehead, quick, desperate, then got back in the car and disappeared into traffic. The safe house was a penthouse on the edge of the city. Amara had never seen anything like it. Marble counters, soft lighting, windows overlooking the skyline. Security so tight she'd needed 3 clearances just to enter the building. The girls thought it was a palace. Mama, can we live here? Maya asked, spinning in the living room. No, baby, we're just visiting. Why? Because it's not ours. Naomi climbed onto the couch. Is it Daddy's? Amara hesitated. Yes. Then it's kinda ours, right? She didn't have an answer for that. Rosa had helped her pack quickly. A few changes of clothes, snacks, the girls' favorite stuffed animals. Everything shoved into 2 duffel bags like they were running, because they were. Again. She hated it. The girls eventually settled in front of the TV, watching cartoons. Amara stood by the window, staring at the city below. Her phone buzzed. Jinwoo, are you safe? Amara, yes. Where are you? Jinwoo, handling things. I'll explain soon. Amara, what does that mean? No response. She wanted to scream. Across town, Jinwoo sat in a conference room surrounded by men in expensive suits. His father's old advisors. Business partners. Enforcers. The people who'd built the empire. And at the head of the table, Mr. Han. Gentlemen, Jinwoo began, voice calm. I'm calling off the wedding. Silence, then eruption. You can't be serious. The senator will never agree to this. We've invested too much. Jinwoo raised a hand. I'm serious, and it's not negotiable. Han leaned forward. May I ask why? Personal reasons. Personal reasons don't justify breaking a contract worth millions. Then I'll pay the penalties. It's not about money, Jinwoo. It's about trust, alliances. You're jeopardizing relationships we've spent years building. I'm aware. Then why? Jinwoo met his gaze. Because I have a family. The room went still. Han's expression didn't change. The bakery owner. Her name is Amara. And yes. And the children? Mine. Murmurs rippled through the room. One of the older men spoke up. You have illegitimate children? I have daughters, and I'm not abandoning them. No one's asking you to abandon them, Han said smoothly. But you can support them quietly, discreetly. Marry the senator's daughter, maintain the alliance, and keep your personal life separate. I'm not doing that. Why not? It's the practical solution. Because I won't lie to them. Children don't need to know everything. They deserve a father who's present, not a ghost who sends money and visits twice a year. Han sighed. You're being emotional. I'm being a parent. You're being reckless. Jinwoo stood. Then I'm reckless. The wedding's off. If the senator wants compensation, I'll handle it. If any of you have a problem, the door's open. No one moved. Han studied him. You realize what you're risking? Yes. And you're willing to lose it all? For them? Yes. Han leaned back. You've changed. Maybe. Your father wouldn't approve. Jinwoo's voice hardened. My father isn't here. I am, and this is my decision. Han nodded slowly. Very well. But understand, not everyone will accept this as easily as I have. Meaning? meaning the senator's family won't take this lightly. Neither will some of our other partners. You're about to make powerful enemies, Jinwoo. I've had powerful enemies before. Not like this. Jinwoo buttoned his jacket. Then I'll handle it. He left the room. Outside, his phone rang. Unknown number. He answered. Who is this? Mr. Park, Senator Choi. We need to talk. Jinwoo closed his eyes. Senator, my daughter just called me in tears. She says you're canceling the wedding. I'm sorry, but yes. May I ask why? It's personal. Personal. The senator's voice was ice. Do you have any idea what this will do to her reputation? To mine? I'll issue a statement. Take full responsibility. That's not enough. What do you want? An explanation. A real one. Jinwoo exhaled. I have children. I didn't know about them until recently. But now that I do, I can't walk away. Silence. Then, I see. I'm sorry, Senator. Truly. So am I, Mr. Park, because you've just made a very expensive mistake. The line went dead. Jinwoo stared at his phone, then called Amara. She answered on the first ring. Are you okay? I'm fine. How are the girls? Asleep. What happened? I told them, about you, about Naomi and Maya. And it's done. The wedding's off. Relief and terror washed over her. Jinwoo, I know. It's going to get messy. But I don't care. You should care. These people can't touch us. I'll make sure of it. How? By doing what I should have done 6 years ago. Building something better. She closed her eyes. What does that mean? It means I'm stepping back. From the business, the empire, all of it. You can't just step back. It doesn't work like that. Then I'll make it work. Jinwoo, I'm coming to you. Tonight, we'll figure this out together. Together? If you'll have me. Her heart stuttered. This isn't a fairy tale. I know. There's no guarantee this works. I know that too. Then why? Because I love you. I loved you 6 years ago. I love you now. And I love our daughters. That's enough. Tears slid down her face. Okay. Okay? Come home. A pause. Then quietly. I'm on my way. 2 months later, the bakery had a new sign. Sweet Beginnings. Family-owned Amara stood outside, admiring it. The morning sun made the gold lettering glow. It's perfect, Jinwoo said beside her. She smiled. It is. Inside, Naomi and Maya were helping set up. Naomi carefully arranged cupcakes in the display case. Maya drew welcome signs with crayons. They'd expanded. 2 new employees, a bigger kitchen, space for custom orders and catering. Jinwoo had invested everything he'd walked away with into making it real. His empire was gone, handed over to trusted people who'd run it without him. He'd paid his debts, settled his obligations, severed every tie that connected him to the underground. It hadn't been easy. There were threats, late-night calls, men showing up at the bakery asking questions. But Jinwoo had anticipated it. He'd made deals, negotiated exits, paid more money than Amara wanted to think about to ensure they were left alone. And slowly, the threats stopped. The calls ended. The shadows disappeared. Senator Choi had been furious. The wedding scandal made headlines for weeks. But eventually, even that faded. His daughter married someone else. The alliances shifted. Life moved on. And Jinwoo built something new. Daddy, come look, Maya waved from inside. Jinwoo went in, crouching beside her. What is it? I made a sign. See? She held up a drawing, stick figures. A man, a woman, 2 girls, hearts everywhere. It's beautiful. It's us. I can see that. Naomi joined them. Can we hang it on the wall? Jinwoo looked at Amara. She smiled. Absolutely. He taped it up behind the counter. The girls cheered. Amara watched them, her daughters, happy, safe, with their father. It still felt surreal. The bell above the door chimed. A customer entered. Then another. Then a family with 3 kids. The bakery filled with warmth, laughter, life. Jinwoo worked beside her, learning the rhythm. How to make change, how to box pastries, how to smile at customers and make small talk. He was terrible at it, but he was trying. And that was everything. That night, after closing, they walked to the park. The same park where Jinwoo had pushed the girls on the swings 2 months ago. Naomi and Maya ran ahead, chasing each other in the fading light. Jinwoo took Amara's hand. "I never thought I'd have this," he said quietly. "Have what?" "Peace." She squeezed his hand. "Is it everything you thought it'd be?" "It's better." They sat on a bench, watching the girls play. "Do you miss it?" she asked. "The power, the control." He thought about it. "Sometimes. But then I come home, and Maya shows me a drawing. Or Naomi asks me to read her a bedtime story. And I realize I was never powerful before. You ran an empire. I was empty. Now I'm full." She leaned her head on his shoulder. They sat in comfortable silence. Then Naomi ran over. "Daddy, can you push me on the swing?" "Of course." He stood, and Amara watched him go. Maya climbed onto the bench beside her. "Mama?" "Yes, baby? Are you and Daddy gonna get married?" Amara blinked. "What?" "Lily at school says people get married when they love each other. You love Daddy, right?" "I do." "And he loves you." "Yes." "Then you should get married." Amara smiled. "It's a little more complicated than that." "Why?" "Well, Daddy and I are still figuring things out." "Figuring what out?" "How to be a family." Maya frowned. "But we already are a family." "You're right. We are. So what's there to figure out?" Amara laughed. "You know what? Nothing. Absolutely nothing." Later that night, after the girls were asleep, Jinwoo and Amara sat on the balcony of their new apartment. It was smaller than the penthouse. Cozier. Theirs. "The girls asked me something today," Amara said. "What?" "If we're getting married." Jinwoo went still. "What did you say?" "That we're figuring things out." "Are we?" She looked at him. "I don't know. Are we?" He reached into his pocket, pulled out a small box. Her breath caught. "I bought this 3 weeks ago," he said. "I've been carrying it around, waiting for the right moment." "Jinwoo, I know it's fast. I know we're still rebuilding, but I don't want to wait anymore. I've already lost 6 years. I don't want to lose another day." He opened the box. A simple ring. Elegant. Perfect. "Amara de Leon, will you marry me?" Tears filled her eyes. "You don't have to answer now," he added quickly. "I just wanted you to know." "Yes." He froze. "Yes. Yes. I'll marry you." He stared at her. Then he was pulling her close, kissing her, and she was laughing and crying at the same time. When they finally pulled apart, he slipped the ring on her finger. It fit perfectly. "I love you," he whispered. "I love you too." They sat there, wrapped in each other, the city glowing below them. And for the first time in 6 years, everything felt right. 6 months later. The wedding was small, just family and close friends. Naomi and Maya were flower girls. They took the job very seriously, tossing petals with intense concentration. The ceremony was in a garden, sunlight filtering through trees, birds singing. Amara wore a simple white dress. Jinwoo wore a suit, but no tie, relaxed, happy. When the officiant asked, "Do you take this woman?" Jinwoo didn't wait. "I do." Laughter rippled through the crowd. The officiant smiled. "I hadn't finished. Sorry, but yes, absolutely, I do." Amara was crying again, happy tears. "And do you take this man?" "I do." More laughter. "Then by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss." Jinwoo was already kissing her. The crowd erupted in applause. Naomi and Maya cheered. And when they pulled apart, Jinwoo looked at his daughters. "Come here." They ran to him. He knelt, pulling them into a hug. "We're a family now," he said. Forever. We were always a family, Daddy, Naomi said. He smiled. You're right. We were. 5 years later. The bakery had grown into 3 locations. Sweet Beginnings was a brand now, known for quality, warmth, family values. Jinwoo managed the business side. Amara handled the creative. Together they built something beautiful. Naomi was 10 now, quiet, thoughtful. She loved books and drawing. Maya was loud, fearless. She wanted to be a chef like her mom. They had a little brother now, too. 3-year-old Daniel. He had Jinwoo's smile and Amara's laugh. On Sundays, they closed the bakery and spent the day together. Picnics, movies, game nights, normal things, beautiful things. One Sunday, as they walked through the park, Naomi asked, Daddy, do you ever miss your old life? Jinwoo glanced at Amara, then at Maya and Daniel running ahead. Not for a second, he said. Naomi smiled. They walked in comfortable silence. Then Maya shouted, Race you to the swings! Daniel toddled after her, laughing. Jinwoo looked at Amara. Ready? She grinned. Always. And together they ran, chasing their children, chasing joy, chasing the life they'd built from ashes, a life full of love, and sweetness, and new beginnings. The end. What if your nights ended with a love story, instead of silence or endless scrolling? Deep romance. Real emotions. A story that stays with you long after it ends, made to listen in quiet evenings. For those who still believe in love stories, scan the QR code and begin tonight.